What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in to Late Hoops. I hope you're all having an amazing Easter, and if you're watching this on Monday, I hope you guys had a great Easter day with family and friends and a ton of basketball. We saw all 15 teams in action today as the regular season has come to the end and we wait for the play-in game that's going to be happening on Tuesday and Wednesday. On Tuesday, we'll see the Heat and Hawks meet, and then we'll see the Timberwolves and Lakers meet, and then the following Wednesday, we will see the Bulls and Raptors meet, and we will see the Thunder and Pelicans meet. I'm not going to be making predictions on these games as they are one-game series, and honestly, basketball is a game of runs, so it's very hard to predict, but if you guys want to let me know who you think's going to win, I will be leaving polls, so go check my community tab and let me know who you think's going to win. So since we don't know who's going to be the 7 or the 8 seed in each conference, today's video we are going to be looking at the 3 and 6 and the 4 and 5 matchups in both conferences and making predictions to see who's going to win in this first round. As the play-in progresses and we see who finishes 7 and 8, we will be making predictions on those as well. But in this video we're going to be discussing the Kings versus the Warriors, the Suns versus the Clippers, and then out east we're going to be discussing the Knicks versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, and we're also going to be discussing the 76ers versus the Nets. If you guys agree with me or disagree with me, please be sure to leave it in the comments below. I do appreciate your guys' support you've been showing on the video. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers. So if you're new here and want to support the channel, please be sure to consider hitting that subscribe button. Without further ado, let's get into this talking about the first series, which is going to be insanely interesting, the Suns versus the Clippers. So what's really interesting with the Clippers and the Warriors is that they actually are both tied for 5th, but the Clippers have the tiebreaker, so the Clippers are 5th with a record of 44 and 38, and then the Warriors have a record of 44 and 38 as well. It's pretty unfortunate because I think if you're, wanting to go against one of the top seeds, ergo the Nuggets, Grizzlies, Kings, and or Suns, you would want to face either the Grizzlies or the Kings, but you don't want to be risking, going into that play-in tournament. Like I said, basketball is a game of runs. You never really know what could happen in those games. So you don't want to go for that 7th seed, but the golden seed, or at least the seed a lot of these bottom teams were hoping for, is that 6th seed where you're safe in the playoffs and you're versing a team like the Kings. So seeing the Clippers and the Suns get matched up in the first round, it kind of breaks my heart as I was really big in the Clippers going into this season. But my prediction is that I'm not going to turn back on the Clippers, even though I made the prediction that they would potentially win the NBA Finals when Kevin Durant was not on the Suns. I'm going to say the Clippers are going to win this in 7 games. I don't think Kevin Durant is going to stay, completely healthy. Chris Paul's never really stayed healthy in the postseason. I think that this could definitely age poorly. The Suns could win in 6. They could win in 5. Basketball is a really crazy sport, and we can never really predict what's going to happen. But I think that the Clippers' depth is going to completely shine in this series. If you look at the Suns, outside of Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, and then maybe you would say either one of Josh Okogie or Damian Lee or Torrey Craig, they have a lot of depth on the roster, with Bismack Biyombo or TJ Warren or Landry Shamet, but even Terrence Ross, they picked him up at the deadline, but it just seems like they're not really comfortable having a 5th or 6th option, someone who's ready to, step up to the bat and be that Derek White type of player, someone who's confidently and efficiently scoring baskets. I think for the Clippers, they're just tremendously deep. Kawhi Leonard's a 2-time Finals MVP, and I think if the Clippers have Paul George, that's the big contingency on this. If the Clippers are healthy and they have Paul George, I think the Clippers can win in this first round. If not, then I got the Suns in probably 5 or 6. But as for now, if the Clippers are healthy, I have them winning a 7-game series against the Suns team. As for the other battle out west, we see the new kids on the block, the Sacramento Kings, versus the defending champs in the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors have had a terrible road record this season. The Kings are having a historic season with the best offensive rating of all time. This series is going to be very interesting, although I'm going to have to give it to the Warriors, and solely based on the fact that they have the experience, they've been there. And again, the contingency with this one is that if the Warriors have, a healthy, or not healthy, Embiid, but more like an available Andrew Wiggins, then I think that they're going to have no issues getting past this Kings team. I would not want to see the Warriors on the road or at home, especially when on the road is just 45 minutes away, because Sacramento and Golden State are so tremendously close to each other. I think this series, Steph Curry is going to absolutely dominate the Kings, as they do not have any standout perimeter defender. I mean, you would maybe say that Harrison Barnes is the best perimeter defender on that team. I digress. I have the Warriors winning in 6 if Andrew Wiggins is playing. Out east, the first matchup that we're going to be seeing and paying close attention to is the Cavs versus the Knicks. I have the Cavs winning this in 6 games, and I just say that because I think the Knicks may just do what the Knicks usually do and flare out. I mean, they've had a pretty great season winding up to this and leading up to this, but I just can't really see them putting together and winning a playoff series. I think the Cavs have a lot more star power. I think their defensive ability, assuming Jared Allen is healthy and active, paired with Evan Mobley down low and Isaac Okoro on the wing, they're a much better team built for the playoffs. They're a little lacking on the depth, side of things, and I bet you Tibbs is going to be playing the Knicks starters 40 to 48 minutes a night. I'm not really too sure. I just got the Cavs in 6 on this one. The Knicks could win this series, but I think if they're going to win, it would have to go to 7 games. I don't think they're going to gentlemen sweep them or beat them in 6. And the fourth and final series, I saved it for last because I got the 76ers sweeping the Nets. Joel Embiid is coming for that MVP, head on like a freight train. I just can't see Nick Claxton banging with the bigs down low like Joel Embiid. James Harden will probably tear them apart as well with the facilitating, maybe not the scoring aspect of things, but man, this series, I think Joel Embiid and the 76ers need to sweep and/or gentlemen sweep the Nets and move on with it and enjoy the rest while they can, because I think, except for in the Eastern Conference, I should say, I don't think the Bucks or the Celtics are going to struggle with their, 1-8 and 2-7 matchups. So I think it's very important that they're all equally rested, especially with Joel Embiid's injury woes. I think they're really going to be gunning to put the Nets out of their misery quick. The 76ers, compared to this Nets team, the experience is night and day in the playoffs. Even though the 76ers have only made it to the second round, I just think this Nets team is so new. Jacques Vaughn is obviously so new at coaching. He got picked up like 20, 30 games into the season when Steve Nash was fired. Obviously, Jacques Vaughn has been a part of this, Nets organization for much longer than that. However, I got the 76ers sweeping them. But what do you guys think? Which of these series was I way off about? Which series was I correct? Let me know the answer to all that in the comments below. If you guys made it this far, I appreciate your support as always. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay happy, healthy, and blessed. Peace.